they got caught, right? And the left was saying that everyone on the right, like, and when I say the left, I don't mean you specifically in this regard, right? But I mean like the normie people that freak out on Twitter or in the comment sections, right? That always kind of go a step farther than what the commentator says.
Dumbass dog.
Right? Like they're the same goal would be occurred by them getting caught. But why would funding Tim Pool or Benny Johnson or especially Dave Rubin, right, who's like about as
all right, hopefully
as
this brings
actually
back
like so milquetoast.
Come
right?
on,
Why would that specifically be the best bang for your buck or like their stated goal?
I mean,
chaos?
It's impossible to know exactly. Like Tim Pool, I would say he's somebody who's very hyperbolic, generally speaking. If you look. You know what? If we're talking about Tim Pool, I hate to do this, but do I have to like read every time he's tweeted out, "We're about to have a civil war. We're all gonna shoot each other. We're all gonna die," right?
I think we all know the meme. Yeah, I think we're. I think we're aware that he's ratcheting the civil war thing for content constantly.
I think part of it was kind of like when you're fishing for people like this, you don't get to just choose who you want. It's not like the Russians could just walk up to Ben Shapiro and say, "Ben Shapiro, here's a contract signed." They have to convince the guy first.
There's no reason to fund the left.
And only one of them
the left
questioned who Edward Gregorian was.
Own most of the bureaucratic state.
Some portion of the left. It
the
depends on what you
neoliberal left,
consider
not the commie left, right? But like the neoliberal, globo homo agenda, WF types, right? Like they are represented in basically all the institutions. So if you're trying to increase partisanship and political chaos, you're going to target right wingers. Probably just because
not just right wingers, because Russia has financed fringe communists as well. But yes, when you talk about like established people who believe that the American institutions as they lay today should somewhat remain the same or be preserved, are not going to be the person that.
Oh shit! The music's still on.
They're going to be wanting to
smile if you like, man. God damn it, Joe Billy.
My reason why I say that
buddy.
is because
Welcome back.
It's happening leading up to the election. They are focusing on content creators that are largely political and are covering the election, and the Russians have a history of directly trying to influence American elections. Not even necessarily to get a certain outcome, but to create as much chaos and distrust as physically possible. So I mean, I'm sure
there's more examples I could find. I always go back to the one case where they were caught like managing a BLM group on Facebook. I'm sure there's other examples where they funded left-wing content. That's just the only one I remember.
People, given how the Electoral College works to actually flip the result, we know that Republicans are less likely to want to support Ukraine than Democrats financially and with harms. It makes sense that they would want people to go Trump. Like, it's in Putin's interest for America to go Trump.
I mean, I guess.
Are you a Taiwanese agent? Like, yeah, they pay me. Does Taiwan? You know, what surprised me if Taiwan did have bots out there. And Israel definitely does have bots out there as well.
There's always an extra veil of information that we simply don't have access to.
I don't know if we do.
Right?
It wouldn't
so, like,
surprise me,
to
but
figure out the 4D chess move.
Do we think everybody should release their communications and stuff, like all the tenant media communications? Oh,
they should absolutely release their contracts as soon as they can.
Even described how they were convinced. Tim Pool just said. I remember when Tim Pool described it. He said, "I was talking to him. I said no, and then eventually I said yes." And I was like,
I mean,
wait, what happened there? Why'd you say
$400,000 probably happened. I think that's a pretty clear. Here's $400,000.
Oh, him, it was $100,000. He was the worst negotiator.
Oh, fair enough.
So no, I think you would be a fucking idiot to release your communications, given the current state of things, and unless your lawyer advises you to do so, right? Like, I don't think there's a moral impetus on any of these people to release their communications.
I don't know if you're innocent.
Targeted investigation.
Probably shouldn't have too much to worry about, right? Also, why wouldn't the DOJ already have these contracts? I would imagine they do.
I think expecting them to do that is just a ridiculous thing or standard that most people wouldn't put on.
I think it should be released eventually. They have to release it eventually, in my opinion. I mean,
if it comes out that you are literally being paid by Russia, I don't think it's unreasonable to say, hey, buddy, can you show me that contract so I know exactly how much editorial control they had? If you want me to trust you, you should probably do something like that. Yes.
Then so here's the deal. Some evidence so we can trust you.
By the way, sorry, here's the problem.
Here's the problem with that. Here's a very big problem with that.
God, why? I don't know why my stream is lagging. Whatever.
Very quick. And the huge problem with that is this: is either you trust the DOJ, who has clearly shown.
Do you prefer I watch the mobile version, desktop version? It makes no difference to me, Aries. Choose whatever you want. Thanks for coming in. Welcome back.
And if you don't trust the DOJ, kinda, why are we simping for them then?
Wait, if
you know what I mean?
If they have access to all the
simping for them,
it wouldn't matter that they would release them because the DOJ already has all the evidence.
Right, which they show in the indictment that they have their Discord, they have their emails, right? They're showing emails over a 2-year period.
So why wouldn't they want to release the
Discord
communications
service.
to prove that they were like tricked and they were obviously it was a very good I mean, Tim keeps calling it a complex
Because
operation, whatever
complicated.
that means.
Because
Not so much is Putin paying you for this. Putin, and we already discussed, Taiwan is paying me for this.
There could be all
They're
kinds
paying
of
me
issues.
$1,500 an episode.
Don't give me that bullshit. You would not hold that standard to every single person that they immediately just release all of their
If you were to ask me if I would hold the standard for any of if I found out my friend was taking money from the Russian government, I would be as acidic towards them as I would be acidic towards other people.
What if your friend said, my lawyer said, don't release them currently?
And I said you have to release them. You have to release them eventually. You have to release them eventually. If you want people to trust you
will they commit
again,
today to releasing them in the future?
Yeah, because
I don't disagree with
whole
that.
argument is that he's innocent, like he's not guilty of any crime, and if the DOJ is seeing all the communications, it's not like any new indictment's going to come out if he releases
Exactly. Yep.
communications.
Well, there might be indictment. There might be indictments. I don't know.
That's
whether or
not
not Lauren Chen.
Yeah.
What's the negative
whether or
outcome
not
of them
Lauren
releasing
Chen
it?
and
Like,
Liam.
is it going to hurt their case at all? Like, how does it hurt their case if they already have all the evidence?
What?
I mean, the thing. Are you denying that they have the evidence? Like, you know that they have their email and they have their Discord and they have their texts,
I didn't disagree with. I said if
they have all the Discord logs already, buddy.
They got them already, right? Then why would releasing evidence to be like, see, they tricked me. I don't know anything. Here's the communication.
So here we go.
Does that matter at all?
Let's say I can. Yeah. So let's say this is cooked up bullshit by the DOJ. Let's just say for whatever reason, right? We're just pretending. I'm not saying it is. Let's say we're pretending, right? And let's say the French investor isn't real or whatever, but like there were legitimate people, like let's say the PR firm isn't actually Moscow funded, right? They just happen to have Russian-ass names and be a PR firm, which is who Lauren Chen is connected to. If that's the case and you just release all DMs, all business communications, especially if those communications have information that might be sensitive to other investors or things like that, you might not ruin
I should have started a Minecraft role for this, actually.
You might ruin your ability
Actually, my computer is already struggling, I guess.
and other people that haven't been implicated in an indictment and also are legitimate, honest actors, but you're putting out their private information. Maybe somebody else is giving you money.
Just real quick.
They're part of the community.
Just real quick,
what I mean?
Dylan.
Like, there are reasons not to do that.
I do have a question for Dylan, right? If you want these commentators who've been implicated in this to release all their communications and info, would that include the communications between you and Lauren Southern when you were setting up your hippie dippy? Do you think we should release the DMs with that?
Sure, if she wants to, because I never talked to her. That was all Connor. You can go embarrass him.
Counterpoints. I wish he was here, but that's okay. No, but fair enough, right?
Progressive Victory paid person, just for for us to. What happens when some autistic Nazi finds out that the Russians funneled some level of money through Progressive Victory, right? Does every single Progressive Victory
I guarantee you Progressive Victory got money from
Absolutely.
from Russia.
Right,
that's a choice.
People would be like right wingers would be calling for that. Thanks for the follow, Whistle. You've been a new account, different day, new account. Yep, you've been here before. I guarantee you, Tim Pool will be saying release their communications. Guarantee you. Guarantee you.
So the scenario we have to believe in order for them not to want to release their
Hell yeah,
communications
Ricky.
to show their evidence.
We're going to be watching it on stream as well. So if you want to stick around for that, you can too. It's not like
made it all up. The Hungarian businessman is actually real.
That's not
that
true.
He is doing work in Brussels.
Unless my stream is too laggy. I don't know why it is.
That may have been
so annoying.
But
then just
any
release
communication with those other people.
Look, then
right, but if they do that, then you'll be like, well, you.
I might pull this on, unironically.
All the communications, right?
No, you're just being.
Give me 1 second, guys. I will be back.
I'm not being a cunt because you got defeated in an argument.
You're being a. Okay, I've been slain. Okay, look, the problem that I have with this is. My problem isn't going to be, wow, you blocked out their address. Oh, my God. You haven't shown the true extent of your communications with these agents. Oh, you showed the financial wiring numbers for this.
What if they don't want their name involved?
Let me finish.
Right?
I want the stuff of them communicating on how they got convinced, how Tim went from, I don't want to do it, to, okay, I'll take your money and I will push your lies. I want to see that process, because if they're saying that they weren't fed anything, and that's what Tim is saying, even though he was pushing narratives that they asked creators to push, and we know it, and they were taking this money, then we should just see what convinced them that this
is bullshit. I can prove
totally
they were in a Discord. Yeah, it's also not
I can prove your line.
Just remember
wait. So you're saying that no, Phoebe, you're saying that my standard would be I have to see their address. I have to see the wiring numbers. I have to see.
Answer this question very quickly. Answer this very simple question. Have you ever watched a Project Veritas video on stream and said that this was selectively edited, or any of these other things, and said, oh, this is selectively edited, I want the full transcript with 0 edits whatsoever. Because if that's your fucking standard there,
Project
you know
Veritas
that
on
would.
screen.
Okay, sure.
I
But you,
literally, my
I
Wi-Fi's just
know,
sabotaging
I
me, dude.
guarantee we go
I'm
through
not
your
Premiere
the
Veritas
Pro.
shit.
Veritas. I know that
That
might be
there's-
surprising to you, but I've not. I've met the
Right.
staff.
I watched
I
the law debate with
guarantee
here, then David
At some
Pakman.
point in time, you
The
have
law
said
debate?
that these are selectively edited videos. Maybe not Project Veritas, some
Selective
other undercover.
editing does exist,
Right.
but my problem. Wait. My problem would not. I'm not asking for.
Also,
every single message
the
that
Russian,
could
the RT
reveal every
employees
single
did edit the
private piece
videos.
of embarrassing info.
Why did
All
Torture
I
still watching debates with
essentially
non-smoker?
want is how these guys got tricked.
Not
Not only
why.
so they could prove
Thanks for
why it
follow,
is,
Julia.
That may have been
So
involved,
annoying.
but
How am I
just
hearing
in
myself?
communication with those
By the way, I was watching non-smoker stream before he went on a panel. Okay, I have nothing against non-smoker. I'm entirely willing to talk to non-smoker at any point. Okay, I have nothing against non-smoker. But he was seething. He was seething that he didn't have any viewers. Like if we don't mind, Julia, I'm good. I don't need any. I already have twerk break, bro. I'm already the best fucking graphic designer on earth. He was seething. He was like, I'm talking to Loner Box and Dylan Burns, and you guys won't get in here. We used to have 30
If the
viewers,
video
and
to
right
be worth
now
his while.
only
And
me
then
and
he has to-
Non-Fawn are in the chat. He was really which I understand frustration. Okay, that's totally, listen, I understand. Okay, I'm a streamer too. Sometimes I see the low number and I get sad.
To all these big banks and has these like pretty high-profile jobs, but can't be found.
It's not going to be a
anywhere
real debate, in
online.
my opinion. What do you
That
mean
was
by
all
that?
it took for Tim Pool. Dave Rubin at least said, "I'd like to know something more. Is there a profile? Is there an article? Is there anything else about
Yep.
him?" And then that's when he got the.
They said
given
God
the
sent a
fucking
fake-ass
CV.
profile, and he got mad
So
at the
with Tim
social
Pool,
justice
at least
part.
according to the indictment, he asked one question and was satisfied by a fake LinkedIn. Is that not right?
I mean,
That's all
as
I
far as
saw.
the indictment claims, yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
so I
And
think
he should
right now-
know his content is not
now
worth
it
that
makes
much
sense
without
because
any
maybe
call to
he,
action.
Might risk incriminating himself, or like there might be a lawyer telling him not to release these DMs until the future. But if it turns out, when it's all said and done, and this indictment's over, and there's no future indictments, and we know that he's innocent, I think it would probably fair to say that it's in the public interest for Tim Pool to show that he wasn't like how exactly he was such a fucking beanie brain that he, like how this process actually took place for him to accept this money. Because he's a fucking political commentator.
Bro.
Not only is that, he brands himself as a fucking investigative journalist, right? He called himself an investigative journalist. This guy, like, yeah, fucking.
Could not even
100K
investigate
video
who
from
the
this
fuck
YouTube
Edward
channel that's
Gregorian
making
was.
Abs like 2K views a video.
My favorite is
Like,
sensitive
yeah,
streamers
okay,
who
but
who excessively
people
ban everyone
deserve
they don't
to
like and
hear
complain
more
that
about
nobody's
it.
watching
That's
them.
the public
They.
interest.
100K for 2K
Well, I mean, but-
views. Let me get on that.
have
But I
you
want to.
I don't think I've
investigated
ever
Project
banned
Progressive Victory. And their
anyone
funding,
who
or do you
wasn't
just know
a
that they're
bot.
back and that they're funded by random.
I don't think I've
people
ever
that
done that
align with
on
those
Twitch chat. I have
Zoom
on YouTube
stated
chat because there were a few
It's all
times
blue
like
money.
You done that?
genuine like
It's all blue money.
Yeah,
It's
it's
all
blue
trolls
money.
came in on
Don't go there.
YouTube chat and I banned a few of them.
So who knows? You know what I mean? Especially when they don't actually keep track of
But
the
the thing is,
CDC.
I say
I mean,
it's
if
blue
the
money.
Russians want to
No,
if the Russians want to self-sabotage and like fund some of their loudest opponents in independent media, then whatever, fine. Like, yeah, but I think it's quite unlikely.
Okay, I want to give the ball or the
Okay.
mic, I should say, to non-smoker for a little bit. He's sitting there, very patient, very stoic. But I want to give you a
Wow.
chance to have a say. So go ahead.
I just want to mention, I mean, in terms of like releasing the communications, I mean, release them, don't release them. I don't give a fuck if they waterboard Tim Pool. Who gives a shit? Like, that's not at all the interesting part of the story to me, anyway.
But don't you know Israel does the same thing?
I do want to go back to something.
Watch him.
Lonerbox talked
Watch
about
him.
something that Dylan mentioned as well. And that's the idea that a lot of the Russian narratives that are pushed in alternative media have to do with like sowing discord and distrust that the American people have, or exploiting, such things. I think that there's a grain of truth to that, but I think it's not so much that Russia is putting that stuff out there and, proliferating those narratives, and that's kind of like the problem. I think the problem is
They're
they
all
speak
true.
to real underlying problems that American people deal with on a day-to-day basis. Like a lot of the right-wing outlets, I'm not overly familiar with all the content Tenet created, but people like that, right? And in that sphere, you know, they focus. On
I
things
mean,
like crime,
people like Dave
they focus
Rubin
on
and
things
Tim
like
Pool. People
immigration, you know, they focus
didn't really
on
like.
various, you know, social issues.
Didn't really like the
that are,
Media stuff.
super
Boner Box and the
provocative.
Jesus.
And I
The
think
Jesus looking
they
guy
do
are cool
that
though.
not
True.
necessarily because they're trying to
I
get
love
the
Boner
American people
Box
to
and
distrust
Dylan
the
Burns.
government,
I
but
don't watch that
the
much of
American
Dylan Burns'
people
stuff,
kind of
but he
have an
is. But he
inherent
seems cool.
distrust of the government already, and they're just sort of exploiting that.
Is he still in
I actually
Ukraine?
think
He's
the
done a lot of
Russians
Ukraine
have
documentary stuff, which
a
seems interesting.
very specific political alignment with the right wing, namely Donald Trump. I question to the extent that they collaborated with Trump in such a manner in 2016 that it caused him to win the election. But I absolutely think, I mean, there's tons of documented
I don't
evidence
know
that
why my Wi-Fi is shitting
Vladimir
itself.
Putin had
Like my family
essentially
isn't
like a
even using
personal
it. Like
vendetta
I
against
literally don't know.
Clinton and the Bidens.
There's nothing I can do about it. It just fucking
The
sucks.
Russians ultimately, you know,
We
even
just have to
though
live with it.
I think we tend to think of them as like not as
Tim Pool videos about how
sophisticated or
society's
well thought
collapsing
out with
tomorrow
this
and the civil
stuff.
war is around the
I
corner.
think
Yep,
that
he's
they have a
tweeted,
very
we're gonna have a
certain,
civil war.
geopolitical goal
50
here in
50 million
controlling
times.
who is in power in America, and that is they want a more dovish stance towards Russia. And they want to politically marginalize, however they can, anyone who has more of a hawkish stance towards Russia.
Thoughts on that?
I'll say the real issues thing too. There's a grain of truth to that. That what they'll do is I don't know they would do this on Russia Today, is they'll bring on people to talk about things like poverty, or they bring on people to talk about things in the United States like rundown communities,
Like high
and they go
inflation.
on and on and on, and then they transition into a segment about like why Crimea belongs to Russia, right? They'll drag people in with issues that matter to Americans and coverage that maybe they don't feel like they're getting on other outlets, and then they'll spoon feed them narratives that would be useful for the Russian state. Russia Today's main goal, and that it's financed by the Russian government for this, is to advance their interests. So I would be hard pressed to believe that in any point in their coverage, even though you could probably find it with one individual there, the main purpose is to like bring attention to the real issues. It's part of the reason why in some instances they'll bring up real issues, in other instances they'll just make up completely contrived issues. They'll either make stuff up with like the Algerian boxers, or they'll fucking make stuff up with I know that, you know, the Moscow terror attack or other things in the United States.
Or the immigrants eating cats. I almost guarantee that's the fucking Russian narrative.
Are you accusing that of being Russian propaganda?
No,
I
not
think
the
he
Haitian.
switched
no,
over
for
to
I'm
right-wing commentators.
When we talk about the Haitian cat eating story, I've seen some Russian.
I think it's a Russian narrative
accounts pushing the story, and so what I've noticed is what'll happen is there'll be some lie or some rumor or some weird conspiracy theory that's online. It'll get picked up, or if it's not developed by the Russians themselves, it'll get picked up, it'll get spread around, and then after a while it'll get spread around, it'll get debunked. But by the time it's debunked by, you know, the liberal
A million people have already seen it.
Heroes, Supermen out
I
there.
don't see the fact check.
Like maybe 1/10 of the people actually see it, and then they'll move on to the next thing.
I think there's a really good example of this is the fake story about, it was two of Zelensky's advisors who apparently, you know, were accused of buying yachts for $75 million, right? It never happened. But what happened was that it seemed to originate because MTG tweeted out this like strategic culture intel front that was actually created by the Russians, and they'd already been sanctioned. Like it was already a sanctioned organization running it. So she tweeted this thing out saying that Zelensky's advisors bought a couple of yachts
Why is
with
Windows
fucking
mad at
early
me?
aid money. But it turned out that way before the Russian article came out, JD Vance had just kind of like mentioned it in passing at a TP conference. So it seems to be that they find things that are floating around and then just jump on it and amplify it, because that's easier, right? It's easier to jump on a claim that already some Americans are into than just to like invent one out of thin air. But that still doesn't mean they're not like part of the problem, you know?
Interesting.
So like,
Please,
go ahead.
please. No, go ahead.
Oh, well, you said please when I said go. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, please go
Well,
ahead. Sorry.
I just want to say I don't want this panel to divulge into like a left wing, right wing, which issues and debunks are correct and incorrect in this, right? We could obviously debate all of these issues, which is mostly what the culture war on Tenet Media did, right? Was bring on people to discuss these issues, and not a lot of left wing people in that regard, though supposedly he invites them all the time. I don't really buy that. But
Destiny, you can't invite Destiny now because of
the Russians are just
the firefighter Trump supporter stuff.
social media system that we have in general, right? Like everyday dead internet theory gets more and more real, and like tracking
Bro.
down where or why bullshit narratives spread from the left or the right, because there's plenty of crazy, like, to this day, there's a significant portion of the left that believes that Donald Trump staged an assassination attempt and hired a shooter to kill a fireman at his rally because he needed a boost in the numbers, right? Like you can say that the
Which
right
barely
and the
even
left have these
happened,
crazy
but-
ideas, and so again, returning back to the incentives, right? What is it that Russia is trying to get, if it is indeed the Russians, right? Which, if we just assume that it is true and that it's not bullshit made up by the DOJ, which I think it probably is true to some degree.
True to
What is
some
the
degree. What does
incentive?
that
And it
mean?
seems like
Bullshit
everyone is
made up by the
kind of
DOJ?
agreeing
Really?
that the incentive is to
Do we think
sow
every
some
indictment
level
from the
of discord
DOJ is
in
bullshit?
internal affairs.
Oh wait,
other
because the
incentive is
DOJ
to
would,
boost
a grand jury
more
would indict a
dovish
ham sandwich,
stances. But
right?
the evidence that that is the primary thing is really scant in the indictment, right? Like, we look at the evidence, it seems that, like, yeah, they asked Benny Johnson to produce a video, which you consider, and I don't care to even get into it whether it is or isn't a fake news story, right?
It is,
Let's
but
just
okay.
assume. Sure, I'll even give you that. Like that's not really the concern.
Can I,
right? The
can I, I'm
concern
sorry
is,
to interrupt, but like in my mind, right, I deal with these conspiracy theories all the time because people come to me and they'll be like, Dylan, I heard this about you. I remember going to my dad's friends and I'm having a beer with my dad for the first time. It was a great moment. His friend comes up to me, asks me about fucking biolabs. I interact with this stuff in like some crazy places. I've seen like Tim Pool and all these other creators talk so much about like, man, the lies around 9/11, the lies around all these and I'll hear these theories. I'll hear these theories about conspiracies about Pipelineistan or this and all these theories about what the deep state's really doing. And then when they're directly getting implicated in what would be considered a Russian deep state operation, it's like doesn't matter at all. They're directly implicated in a conspiracy, and it's like, it doesn't really matter all that much
right? But
anymore.
again, you're playing politics for one side. Like, I date a lot of black girls, and I've been to a lot of black cookouts. And let me tell you, when I'm the white guy at a black cookout, there's always one person that wants to talk about like pineal gland
You know
shrinking.
what? This is exactly
or
the
like
same.
fucking like no. What I'm saying is that there are crazy conspiracy theories that are abound in the left and the right, and online and in social media that occur.
Just like
and
black
so this,
people.
What?
I'm just fucking.
Bro.
No, but I'm saying, like,
Speaking
it's
of
a
fucking with
thing. It's very
Fabian,
clearly like a left wing,
sure.
like conspiracy theory. That's not a right wingers that think that the whites have shrunken pineal glands
So-
because their melanin don't get energy from the sun, and that's why we're bad people.
So the
But, like,
vigilante for
you know what I'm
$2
saying?
has told me to say that Scott's being bad faith, and are we sure he's not RT funded? So thank you for that money. But
Dude, if I was RT funded, I'd be streaming instead of trying to pick up extra hours.
fair enough.
Fucking-
Can I just
Yeah.
can I just ask maybe to shift the conversation just a little, right after the DOJ indictment dropped, very shortly after, it appears YouTube deleted Tenet's media channels on YouTube, right? All their Tenet
And Lauren.
affiliated and Lauren
Holloway.
Chen's affiliated, right?
And then they kind of just
so-
snuck
And
in
her husband, yep.
demonetizing Candace Owens too. They're like, you know,
Well, I
while
don't
we're
know
at
if
it.
that
Oh,
was
well, that's
connected to that,
definitely
but
justified
I think it's
also,
No,
reasonable
but it's
but
happening at the
assume-
same time.
Sure, I think it's reasonable to assume that the DOJ indictment and the banning of Tenet or the removal of Tenet content might be connected, right? Do we think that was the move? Do we think that YouTube, a simple indictment by the DOJ, justified YouTube removing their channels? What do we think, gang? What are our thoughts?
probably.
Talked enough. I'll answer later.
I would say no. I mean, like whatever potential damage the videos would have
Biolabs
done
are real, though.
that narrative that they're like
But no one is disputing that biolabs are a thing that exists.
held within
I think
these
what they're
videos
disputing is
destroying America.
there were
you know, the
I think there were
damage was already
multiple
done at that
Ukrainian
point.
like biolab
And
theories.
I think that it's kind of
I
like
don't
a
even
matter
remember all of them,
public
but they were
interest to
disputing
some
like
extent that
specific
if there is misinformation like that being
Ukraine
spread by a
biolab.
foreign
What was
government, as
the
indictment contends?
wasn't
and it's,
anthrax?
you know, a threat to our democracy and blah blah blah. Shouldn't we be
I
able
should
to
remember what it
access
is.
the content and see for ourselves exactly what it was? I mean, a lot of it is mentioned.
I'm
in
pretty
the
sure I've heard
indictment, but not
RFK
all
talk
of
about it.
I don't see why that was necessary. Just my take. I don't know.
I mean, it's nothing to do with damage. It's either whether you broke TOS or in more unique cases like this, is YouTube is just going to feel like they're going to look bad to advertisers, wherever if they're hosting a company that was like funneling secretly Russian money to start itself up and host its
Bro.
content. Like
Also,
maybe
you
it's a
probably
bad
don't want
decision in terms of free
misinformation
speech
spreading in
This is
your
scary.
content at
for
all.
YouTube. I mean, it's like
Isn't there
that's it's
Russian
YouTube. It's not
sponsored
like that's
content on YouTube anyway? other
yeah. There's
than
disclosed
that?
Russian sponsored content, yeah, but not like people who are caught up in the in
Is
middle of this
RT
massive,
still
like,
on Russia?
this big story with the indictment. So I can see why YouTube felt like.
Did I
iffy
just
about
say it's
keeping
RT
it
still
up,
in
but that's
Russia?
just
Is
them trying to
RT
save
still
their
on
own face
YouTube?
being a company, you know, I don't think it's necessarily the right thing to do.
Okay.
It's interesting
You're
you
gonna lose
mentioned
some
dead interest.
DEI. You're gonna
Some-
lose some DEI points.
I don't think
if
they
you,
are.
If you keep up shit that's supposedly funded by the Russians. Like,
I mean,
it's
some
gonna
of it's
fucking
actually
Christmas.
some of it's already are re-uploaded, but you can see it's funny that you mentioned dead internet theory because that was actually one of their videos done by Lauren Southern, and it's funny that in this whole half-hour video,
It's a meme.
she yeah, in this half-hour video, she mentions Russia like twice, and it's just mocking people who think Russia's interfering in U.S. politics. Yeah, it's just really funny. Okay.
I do want to throw out there. I think that
God, is my
individual
stream like
content
super
creators should probably not be
laggy?
banned because we don't have any evidence that any individual content creator like Matt or Kyle or any of these other people. Definitely small guys. Can I just say, by the way, Matt and Kyle, they're the ones that are getting fucked. By the way, okay, they're the small creators. Tim Pool's fine. Okay,
I don't know, it
The
seems
rest of them
fine,
will be
right?
Fine. They're both all relatively well known. These are guys who have really now
The
undercut
bit rate is
their
shitty,
careers
but
early on when they're trying to grow, and it's gonna follow them for the rest of their careers. So I mean, I don't even want to pick on them because they fucked themselves in a way. So I'll leave them to their own devices. But like when it comes to the Tenet Media itself, well, can I just? Do you want to respond quick?
No, I thought you were done.
I'll
It's
let you
cool.
respond if I can finish my point after. Okay.
Here,
Tenet
I might I'm interested what the Boston North are doing.
Ow.
Yeah, she was born in '69. Oh, hey, Non-Fun.
How-
What's up?
Hey,
What's up, non-fun? How you doing, man?
I'm doing
How
good.
old? How are you prepping? What's up? What plans do you have? You have some plans. I was told you have plans.
Yeah, we're gonna watch the debate, and then
Wait, yeah.
afterwards, I think
Be
me,
fun.
Gorps.
Oh, are we?
North.
I'm just gonna invite myself now. Yeah, I'd love to do that. That sounds amazing, non-fun. Holy shit, I can't wait for this. Holy fuck. Wait, seriously, who have you got? What are you guys doing?
I posted it in like
Yeah, look
general.
in
anime
general.
streamers chat,
There's
yeah.
a
Where are we going? What are we doing?
image.
I think Isaac is probably gonna be there too. Sounds. I keep calling him Sondsol. I think technically it's just Sondsol, but Sondsol told me he he has to be in multiple places at once. So
Oh
So,
wait,
I've
like
met
in
these people
multiple
before.
calls?
have what?
I've never met these people before. What are the political ideologies of like these other people?
Gorps is a
Oh,
libertarian
Gorps.
leaning right-wing person. He's not like super right-wing or anything, but like he's libertarian leaning. I think he's voting for Chase Oliver. Sondsol is a partisan hack like me, and you're you.
Wait, what's so who are you going to be on the panel with during the debate, or are you just going to like watch the debate and then the panel will happen?
Watching the debate and then the panel.
Okay, and you're watching the debate alone.
I think so. I mean, maybe not. I don't know, I'm
Okay,
assuming. Are you
okay.
like streaming it in here? I might.
Yeah, I'm streaming it in here.
Yeah, I might be there for that then.
Okay, awesome. And then you're going to have a panel.
Yeah.
Am I invited?
I mean, not to the formal thing, just because I kind of got to keep it balanced. Otherwise,
Chat,
it'd
we
be.
just got shit on. He doesn't want us. We're too degenerate for him.
North has already been invited.
Hold on. I weasel my way in.
Based. Holy shit. Holy fuck. I just got dumped on. Holy fuck. I feel like I'm 16 again. This feels like I'm 16
sure.
again. I'm the little fat boy again. I just got dumped, chat. This is bullshit. Fuck non-fun. Yeah,
After
fuck
the
you.
formal thing, we'll be switching between VCs and everything. So
Okay. What's the formal thing? What are you
the
having
formal
like
thing
an
is
actual
it's the
panel?
thing between me, Sondsol, Gorps.
The microphone
and
keeps
North.
having these periods where it like completely shuts off, and I don't know why. I hate it. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix this. It just like
What's wrong? Your
my
mic?
microphone. Yeah, it just like stops working. Like I don't care about its quality as long as it like works, right? But then
Okay,
it just stops working for like 5 seconds.
okay. Wait,
Do
do
you
the
have like
lights
noise
just switch
suppression
off?
turned on?
Yeah, I was about to think that as well.
No, I don't believe I have any noise suppression turned on. Like it could be something within the mic that I'm thinking of, or I mean, I just removed the little piece of styrofoam or what is this foam that you like put over it. I'm hoping that'll
The
help.
pop filter.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I put the pop filter. I've removed that.
Maybe the connection, like the USB cable or some shit. Like maybe you need to
Well,
get
yeah,
that.
I was
try
gonna
a
say I
different port.
use I only have like 2 USB ports on my computer, so I have one of
This
those like
fucking dog,
USB
bro.
extenders, like that gives like more ports.
Oh.
So, but I have it directly plugged into my computer though, so that shouldn't be an issue.
All right. Okay. Well,
don't-
that's the only
it's
thing I
fine.
can think
I'll,
of.
I'll figure it out. It's
If
fine.
it has a software application that you can open and like regulate shit, maybe you can figure out some more from there. But yeah, that's about as far as I know, man. So what's this official? What is the panel non-fun? What is it?
What is the panel? It's a panel immediately after the
Amazing.
president's debate. Me, Gorps, Sondsol, maybe Isaac as well, and North are going to be on it. And it's about
Okay.
whether you should vote for Kamala. We will talk about for a little bit our thoughts on the debate right afterwards, and then switch over to that. You know, if you
Fair
should vote for
enough.
Kamala or not.
Awesome. Okay. I see that.
All right.
I see that you selectively chose individuals with brains, which is a good sign. Okay.
I couldn't.
I now
brain dead
realize why I
people-
wasn't invited. Yeah. I now
tried-
realize what the
initially-
reason was.
I wanted Minar and critically thinking veteran. I don't know if
Are
you know
you
who he is,
serious?
but Minar is
wait.
a banned
Now
Twitch streamer now.
Now I'm wondering why the fuck I wasn't banned. You see, up until now, everything is excusable, non-fun. The moment you tell me you wanted Minar there, you obviously are looking for something more than just brains. This is
Well,
wild,
Minar, I was
non-fun.
looking for like full-on Trump supporters at
Why?
first. That's what
Why is
Minar
it
is.
This is
And-
wild. Minar of all
Yeah.
the people, I can't believe
But
it.
Test,
Minar
test.
is now a banned Twitch streamer, and so
Chat,
he's
this
not
is
on.
wild.
He's not on
Fuck
this.
non-fun and his
Test,
bipartisan
test,
hack
test.
bullshit. Yeah.
And I
Me
want
and
to get
non-fun are enemies from now.
critically thinking veteran on. He's like another.
Yes.
Who's
conservative streamer.
critically thinking? Who's this?
He's like a relatively conservative. I think he's a Trump supporter. Streamer. He's been on. He's from a little bit older Twitch politics stuff. Like he was popular like 2 years ago on like hippy dippy stuff.
He's like a boomer.
Well, kind of.
Ain't no way CTV agreed to go on Lamau. Yeah.
Well,
Bullshit.
I DM'd him and he
non-fun
said, "I
shit.
appreciate the thought," and I go to bed at 10 p.m. I've talked to him once
10.
before. What do you mean? Ain't no way he could go on?
Critically thinking. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. K. Who? Why do I not know this guy? You guys are supposed to like hook me up. It's a screw job, boss. I know these guys are fucking us over. They don't like us. You know, they really don't like us. We do not fit in anywhere. We are degenerates. We have already condemned ourselves to the corners of Twitch where only degeneracy exists. They don't take us seriously anymore, chat. This is the problem.
Stream on the political tag because we're
Yeah,
complete ignorance.
Well, yeah, we're absolute degenerates. We're not even worthy of just chatting. We're not even worthy of just chatting. Long story short, he was a conservative streamer and got into drama and other stuff and left and now came back for low vibe videos. Okay, fair enough.
I didn't even know he got into drama, but
What other panels are we going to find non-fun?
what do you mean? What other panels are we going to find?
You've signed up to Hippy Dippy. What else?
Hopefully. I don't know. I don't think you guys know. Do any of you know who the three wonks are? Any of those people? No, I'm assuming the three wonks.
Oh shit! Now I'm disconnected. Wait, why am I disconnected? Wait,
can hear you now.
internet. Hello, internet. What the fuck?
Hello. Okay.
What's up, Moha?
I
Welcome
think
to the
I
stream.
might have fixed the issue. In my settings, there was something called in the Windows settings called audio enhancement. I've
Oh,
disabled.
sure.
It appears
okay.
like inputting better. I think it was cutting out my audio. So
Okay, fair enough. I don't know what's up with my internet, but I just got disconnected for some reason. God knows
wait,
why.
like your stream is disconnected? Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
You know what that
damn.
means, right? All your viewers need to go to my stream if they want.
No, they need to go to
No,
non-fun stream.
You guys need to
everyone.
stop shilling your shit in here. Rip,
MC
everyone's
Wise
saying.
Person 45. I hope Trump wins the debate, but he may not. I don't want either candidate to win the debate, honestly. They both should lose.
Shameless.
Kamala
That's my
Harris or
opinion.
Trump? I am
Non-fun
a
is shameless.
Harris partisan.
Non-fun is shameless. These motherfuckers are
I am
shameless.
shameless. I am shameless. Okay.
I respect that.
I would be. I'm even. Dude, I uploaded a video like 2 days ago. Now it has 50 dislikes and 2 likes.
Wait, what?
Wait. What video?
What did you do? Non-fun.
Yeah,
what
what-
have you done? Wait, what is this? When did you do
I literally
this?
just uploaded a reaction to a Piers Morgan video, and I
Oh,
think
with Destiny.
What? Not the one with Destiny. I wanted
okay.
to fucking upload that one, but Premiere Pro was sabotaging me and it won't let me export it because there's fucking a lag.
Is that the one that you were doing last night?
Not the one last night. That was the Destiny one last night.
Okay.
But I uploaded this video, and like I don't have like that big of like a core audience of my own on YouTube. Like I'll maybe get like 20 people who actually know me to watch on YouTube. Like any video I upload. So when it gets recommended to more people beyond that, usually they don't know me, so they're not like fans, and only the people who don't like the video are the ones that are going to interact with it. Usually there's like a negativity bias there, where if you're not a member of someone's audience, you only interact if you
the people who like
don't
you
like it.
don't like you enough for long enough to like your videos, but then
Yeah.
people who do dislike it. Yeah, okay.
I also
And
think
you got
it-
50 dislikes.
yeah, 50 dislikes and 2 likes.
Damn. Holy shit. I think I've only got one comparable
Right.
video to that one. Damn. But it's pretty funny when that happens. Jesus, that's wild. 50 to 2. Holy fuck. I mean, what was your take on it? Let's be fair. Let me be the judge. What did you say?
I didn't even say that. It was like a pretty like low effort reaction video. It was a reaction to like a Matt Walsh on Piers Morgan thing. I don't remember exactly what it was about, but it was just about a bunch of like stupid like 2020 level like CRT and like wokeness stuff. And it's like I just don't care about it anymore. Like we've moved past it. Nobody cares about this anymore. Like
Oh, yes, they do. Oh, yes, they do. Holy shit. They still
No.
care about it.
Kamala Harris's issue page is devoid of wokeness. Okay, it does not mention BLM or like
Kamala
race or
Harris.
gender
Oh,
that
no, I
much.
was talking about the Republicans.
Oh, the Republicans are still fucking obsessed with it. It's just dumb that they
Yeah.
are. Yeah, but
Yeah, they're the ones disliking it, by the way.
well, yeah.
Kamala, I'm talking. Trump. Makes sense then. Oh, is that what you think is going to happen at 8-bit? A lot of people are thinking that Trump is going to try and make fun of Kamala. Do you think that he's going to risk that?
Of course.
Well,
it
the
happened in the
mics are
last one. It's
muted.
going to happen in this one.
Yeah.
The mics are muted.
Look,
North was saying that.
it all depends if the hosts of the debate are going to actually do their job and like tell these guys off from like going at each other's throats and like flinging shit. You know, if they don't tell each other off, then it's just going to
They
happen.
should be allowed to do it. I don't think it's against the rules.
Well, their mics are muted
What-
whenever
okay.
they're not the one speaking.
What-
so
No,
they're
when
really
they
not
are
supposed
when
to,
they
but-
are talking. No, when they are talking, then,
when they
then
are
they
talking,
can
I
shit
mean,
on them.
they can say whatever they want. But yeah.
Yeah, do you guys think that Trump is gonna like give low blows to Kamala, or do you think that he's gonna try and be reasonable? Not like his one with Biden. Obviously, he shit the bed with that one in terms of policy wise, but
It wouldn't surprise me if he did a DEI thing. He's like Kamala Harris is a DEI candidate. But beyond that, I think his campaign staffers, I think I've told him to not
Not go after well, we know what we're.
yeah, what's up, whistling? I thought you got banned. You just changed your name. No, I don't
have,
get
I
banned,
don't have
bro.
good ideas
I'm
for better
always
non-funny
within the
votes.
boundaries. I do not break TOS. I am an abider of TOS. Okay,
Yeah,
we do
Chinese
not.
propaganda right there.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, by the way,
this
look,
is
I came up with a
bullshit.
new.
Those are the fucking liberals
This
coming
is
after
what I'm
me
going to do
right
every
now.
time
That's
I'm
what's
reading
going
now.
on.
You guys got Subway
Holy
Surfers up
shit.
there.
Somebody said the AI chat room, African Indian as her nickname. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. There's a
You
guy
guys-
in my Discord today, Dr. Darko, and he was suggesting that Kamala go for the throat, like absolute, just like comedy wise disrespect towards Trump. And at first I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. But then the more I look at it, I was like, you know what? That would be pretty based, because right now, like, it's getting close to the election, and the Republicans are pretty much out of their fucking mind and have been for a very long time. And the Democrats have every right to be like full on combative with them, but they're kind of refraining simply because of like policies and the things that they believe in. So it doesn't really align with everything else that they are. Like, we're the good guys, we believe in equality and rights for human beings and shit like that, and like making progress. Meanwhile, you're kind of like being bullies. Yeah, those two things do not align. So the Democrats have always held themselves back to a certain like standard. But what if we go gloves off from here on out?
Okay, do you think that the Democrats should stoop to the level of the Republican Party?
That
Internally,
is the question. That is a good question. I think they have a right to.
Hold on.
Should
Okay.
they?
Yeah,
Should they?
just
I think
because
they should.
Just because
I
they
think
could
they should.
doesn't mean
Yes,
that they should.
I think they should.
When you say stoop to the level of the Republican Party, what does that mean? Would it be stooping to their level to call Trump a rapist?
Like, what was it?
Yeah, it's like it would be considered stooping to their level, but you're just saying, no, wait 1 second.
Like, instead of criticizing,
yeah,
instead of like criticizing the policies of like the other candidate, you're going after them personally. Like, this guy is a rapist. He hates America.
Wait.
Yada yada yada.
Anything that's not about policies that immediately stooping to their level? Trump is literally the guy who comes up with like who intentionally comes up with nicknames, like dirty nicknames for all of his opponents.
Yeah,
exactly. Trump,
that's
to be
what we
clear,
mean about stooping
Trump
to the
was
Republican Party.
found civilly liable for rape or for sexual assault.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think someone's character does matter in a politician. I think it's totally fair to attack him for that. Absolutely.
But like Trump's the guy that's gone into that like the most, you know.
Well, sure.
He's the only one who's gone into it, especially when we're talking about like Biden. Biden is like the most softest, like gentle fucking man available. Like the guy literally didn't even react when he was told that Trump
like
was
a
shitting all over him.
decrepit old man who's about one step in the grave. Like I don't want him to like die or anything like that, but you have to admit he's like half demented.
No, but even like at the beginning of his presidency, like he's very, very kind, and he's he's a gentleman. He never fucking stooped to any level. He wouldn't react in any way whatsoever, and he'd get really upset with himself if the people even got like the slightest bit of hint, like the whole bullseye bullshit, even though it was like obvious that nothing was there. They were just like nitpicking for anything at that point. He completely took it on himself, and he said, yeah, it was wrong for me to, because he's a respectable individual. And that standard exists within the Democratic Party. Within the Republican, it doesn't. And so now the question is, okay, well, if the Democrats get dirty, are they in the wrong for doing so? I don't think so.
Yeah, there's a reason tit for tat evolved because it gives people an incentive to cooperate. You know, like if
because right now there are no repercussions. There are no repercussions for them.
Just because there's no repercussions doesn't mean that they should stoop down like to the same level. There should be a triumph of superior morality, not a triumph.
It's not even stooping down to the same level, though.
It's really
Donald
not.
Trump intentionally creates the dirtiest nicknames for all of his opponents. He spread lies about the election repeatedly for years on end. Kamala Harris saying Trump is a rapist is something that's that's true. He was found civilly liable for that. He deserves to be accountable.
I'm saying it would be wrong if they went down to like making up shit about Trump. like calling him like un-American or something like
The
that.
only reason
Hold
why
on. Do
I
you think it's unfair?
accepted
Well,
the
okay, we got to say that for the debate panel. But okay,
Yeah,
so-
okay. So here's the well, the only reason why I would accept the framing of stooping to any level, and I'm putting quotation marks, is because at the end of the day, if one party is resorting to certain actions and the other one does as well, those two actions can be equal. The only problem is that there is context behind them. So one party is resorting to those actions in light
no,
of
like
they
Trump
think
is
that
a
it's
draft,
justified,
a
and
draft
they're going
dodger.
off of the framing of
He's
this
a-
is because
and
of
he tried to
A,
overturn
B,
an
and
election.
C.
Those
But
are
if
two
A, B, and
very
C is
un-American
flawed and not
things.
true, meanwhile on the other side, the
Actually, the
opposite
draft dodger
exists.
thing,
Well, those two things are
you
not
could
equal.
maybe make
so
a
you're not
American
stooping down
argument
to
for
any
it,
level
'cause
if you're
you could say, well,
criticizing
Vietnam
Trump
War
for
isn't
being a
moral, so-
rapist and a fucking sexual offender and all of these like nasty.
Wait, hold on. Does
fucking
Twitch
things.
sanction us if we use the naughty words?
Well, I say grapist.
How naughty
so,
words.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I think that's the only one that we've mentioned so far that can be kind of like, yeah, so what? What'd you get banned for? I did not get
Also,
banned. I just changed my
Brooking.
my name. This fanfic that TB is writing is pretty creative. I don't know what fanfic you think it is, man. Hey, you confuse the shit out of me. I honestly have no idea where you stand, man. I have no idea. Like, honestly, I thought you were a Kamala supporter, a Democrat, but you're not a Democrat. I don't know. Are you a Republican? I don't think you're a Republican. I've heard you speak fondly about Jill Stein before, but that's not really a candidate. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, she
honestly have
registered
no idea.
as a like ballot initiative in Nevada instead of a candidate.
I'm ride or die Biden fan, says Sassy. Based. I like that. I love Biden. Biden is based. I already said to many people that when Biden goes, you're all going to miss Biden. You're not getting any more Biden, all right?
I don't.
When
think
did
I'm
I
gonna
talk
miss
fondly
Biden.
about Jill Stein? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was Casey then who liked Jill Stein. I don't fucking
No, that
know.
wouldn't surprise
Kay?
me.
Yeah, maybe it was Casey. I don't know. One of you two.
I wish I
I
had my
know-
gun with me.
Wait, what?
I'm just thinking out loud.
Random as fuck, bro.
I recently moved to Ohio, right, from Kentucky, and I left my gun behind at my folks' place. So,
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, man, I wish I had my gun with me right now.
Thank you for the context. Yeah, we needed
Yeah.
that. If Twitch
Yeah, you're
claps
welcome.
me, we now have the context of why that just happened. Yeah, so
Hey,
I
I'm
don't
streaming
think.
too, so it'll clap
Yeah,
all of us.
I don't think that it's stooping down to any level if Kamala takes the gloves off and like attacks him personally, because like let's just give an example. I don't know if you guys all saw, but do you remember? I don't know if you guys all saw it, but there was a debate between fucking Destiny and Milo Yiannopoulos. If you guys saw that one, and Milo got onto stage and he was pretty drunk, and the entire debate was talking about like matters and issues, but then Milo at some point decided to go personal. Now Destiny could have refrained from doing so and like just stood his ground, but his opponent is such a shitbag, horrible fucking human being that has a horrible fucking track record and
What's
is
up,
a
Micah?
disgusting
Welcome,
person
welcome.
because of his like PDF file shit, talking about 14-year-old boys and shit.
Wait.
Yeah, Destiny took it to a personal level, and I don't think that was a bad thing to do, because once the other person makes it apparently obvious that they have no interest in engaging in good faith on the matters at hand, and the only thing that they're going to resort to is bad faith tactics, then at that point, are you really in the wrong? Are you really stooping at any point to get down to the level? And are you two equal? I don't think you're equal.
I feel
But I
like
do think you're
America-
going down to their level. Yeah.
America is looking for a candidate that's more professional. So if Kamala starts acting extremely unprofessional, I don't think it's going to draw a lot of voters into
Yeah.
her. Like
Yeah.
she's trying to recreate the image of like the professional American president politician, you know, that Trump
What-
kind of destroyed in the 2016, and I'd argue that Biden also destroyed. with him
I
being
mean,
a
okay.
living corpse.
I think
Again,
the Democrats have
there's
that
a-
standard that I mentioned previously. Yeah.
there's a reason tit for tat evolved. It gives the other side an incentive to cooperate. If someone attacks me personally and I just roll over every single time, they're never gonna stop attacking me personally.
Yeah.
But if I go
Yeah.
after them personally as well, holy shit! Now they have an incentive to not attack me personally because they know I'm gonna attack them personally later. And also, again, someone's characters matter. I don't know exactly what we define as unprofessional, but like, I feel like if Trump does have a history of treating women badly, I feel like it's fair to go after that. Trump is a convicted felon. He was found guilty of
As a
34
policy,
felonies.
yeah.
It's fair to go after that. Those are all things that I think are fair game to play into.
Yeah, yeah. I was talking more on the lines of not engaging with what he's saying or suggesting, but just going for like low blows. Like, oh yeah, you wouldn't know anything about that because you're a fucking sex offender or some shit like that. Like, or some wild like shit. That's what I'm asking for. Like, that's what I want to see in the debate. But I have my doubts. I think she should do it. I think it is a good policy, believe it or not, even though like Democrats have held themselves to like, at least like optics wise, when it comes to like conversations and the way they hold themselves in the presence of people. I feel like Democrats do hold themselves to a certain standards that Republicans don't. And as a result, we just live in a society where everything is like overblown. And as a result, resorting to those types of measures, I can see it being beneficial. Like what is left? Like there's 2 months left. Anybody who was going to vote for Trump is already voting Trump. Anybody voting for Kamala is already voting Kamala. Like you can't tell me honestly that if she goes on stage and criticizes him or shits on him for being a fucking charged sexual offender and a 34-time felon and like asks him where fucking Melania is and all of this shit, that somehow that's going to work against her. Like, come on, let's be fucking real. Like, her policies haven't...
Voters in the middle that can be won over somehow.
Yeah, that's the whole point of these debates, is that to win over the people that are already going to vote. You're trying to win over the people that are not going to vote.
He deserves it. Like, Kamala like would be a good person to do that.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I'm not saying that Trump doesn't deserve it. I'm not saying that Trump doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying I don't think it'll help her image at all as like a professional politician.
I don't even think he got shot. Yeah, you could do it to her too. She had that extramarital affair with Willie Brown. Okay, you're a fucking idiot, 8-bit. You know nothing about this. I literally read into this because everybody's fucking criticizing him. He was not even with his wife for like 8 years prior to doing what he did with Kamala. You're just yapping. You took this talking point from God knows fucking where in order to criticize her because you've got some dumb fucks on the extreme left or some dumb fucks on the right who all want to criticize her for the most random fucking shit and hold her to this unbelievable standard which they would never hold to Trump. He fucking cheated on his own goddamn wife. So with a fucking porn star and then tried to pay her off like during his fucking campaign. Like, shut the fuck up. You're not even going there with me. As for Willie Brown, wasn't even with his wife for like 8 years prior to that. Weren't even talking, weren't even communicating. They had no fucking connection whatsoever. He was already out on the town for years prior to doing what he did with Kamala. With random women. This was something that he already did. His wife was already aware of it. Their relationship was done years prior to that, whatever he had. The fact that he then went back on it and then embraced a Bible on stage in front of his now brought back together reunion with his wife. Oh, convenient that it happened to be in front of a conservative fucking voting base. Shut the fuck up. You're yapping.
What do you mean this whole hurricane thing? What
Give
whole
me a
hurricane
fucking
thing?
break,
I don't
bro.
know.
The standards that people will hold people to. Jesus Christ, it's wild. This wild. Yeah. It's
What?
like
I don't even know what you're talking about. Do you mean
zero
whatever
fucking
hurricane?
what do you
Is
call
there a
it?
hurricane in the
Charity
Gulf of
on
Mexico
one
right
side
now, right?
and all
I don't even know.
the
I don't
freedom
remember.
on the other side. Literally stereotypical every single time, the same thing. I don't think these debates are for people in the middle. It's for campaign donors and then for people to feel either motivated to vote or unmotivated and don't go.
Well, that's true. You can
To vote.
energize your voter base. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got the fact check page pulled up. Haha. Bro, we already dived into this. So is there anything that I just said to you that was incorrect? 8-bit, seeing as you have the fact check in front of you. I think those willing to be swayed to vote in a different way is very few. It's all about getting people to actually vote who would have voted for you or keeping them home and securing more money. This is what I'm saying. Like, it is a risk, but at the same time, it's like, would it be really bad to rile up your base, like the Democratic base? Would it be a bad thing? You have no problem calling Trump a rapist. So why would I have a problem talking about Kamala? Because the things that you are criticizing Kamala of being are incorrect, misleading, and inappropriate. Meanwhile, Trump, he was married to her clearly, and he was fucking other women. Like that's not debatable. With Kamala, considering you take the context into consideration, you now understand, oh fuck, so the idea that he was a married man does not apply, considering he literally wasn't even with his wife for like 8 years prior to that. So unless that's comparable to Trump's situation, those two things are not equal, and therefore both of them are not going to be bad by default. You're an idiot. Your moral compass is fucked, 8-bit. You're done for. Shut the fuck up. Cooked. Done. Yeeted. Holy
this guy
shit.
is getting completely roasted. Holy shit.
Unburdened by what will be. Who cares? Trump fucked all kinds of porn stars and sluts when he was married. Yeah, I know. I don't give a fuck. Look, I don't vote on presidents whether or not they cheated on their partners. I don't give a fuck about that. But when that's the main selling point of your entire campaign is that I'm a conservative man, a traditional man who sticks to the normal gender norms, not these bullshit fucking random
ones.
gender, not the woke. We're not the woke agenda. We don't believe in any of that shit. And you sell that as your main selling point. Meanwhile, you're fucking bitches and destroying that holy matrimony that you hold so sacred every single fucking night. Problem. See, that's a problem. That's a problem, guys. Yeah.
Boss, are you familiar with the conspiracy theory that Belgrade was bombed so that Bill Clinton could have sex with
Hillary Clinton
his
again?
wife? Yeah, with Hillary.
Wait, are you kidding?
He doesn't know. He doesn't
no,
know.
I don't know. No, I don't know. What the fuck?
So, the whole I did not have sexual relations with that woman, right? That was like the whole thing. They stopped talking to each other for like multiple months, like literally were like no communication whatsoever
with Hillary.
Between Hillary and Bill, and then Serbia happened. Serbia, they're doing the fucking war crimes and all that. And we bombed Belgrade, and apparently that was like the action that caused them to like start talking again. So we bombed Serbians in order for Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton to have sex with each other again.
That's what it took. Bombing another fucking country to get them laid again. Holy shit. Totally worth. Holy fuck. The story isn't that Kamala had sex with Willie Brown. It's that she got to where she was because of it.
God.
Look, that is another fucking circumstance, considering that the only mention of it comes from Willie Brown himself. And considering she's running for president, I can see a whole bunch of incentives that he would want to frame it that way. The reality is, though, you need to ask yourself, when he says, I helped her, what does he actually mean? Because the reality is, if he went to parties and events and meetings with random women that he was dating at the time, simply being accompanied by them, and then he was dating Kamala, so she's naturally going to be the one who comes with him. If that's the type of help he's trying to frame it as, see, that's going to be a bit disingenuous. So the reality is,
at worst, she quote unquote slept her way to like a position on the fucking unemployment insurance appeals board, and she was already like qualified for that. She had already been district attorney of I think the city of San Francisco. I think it was or maybe it was deputy district attorney. She had already been, I think, deputy district attorney. She was already like qualified to go to that position. At worst,
is what I'm
she
saying,
slept with him to
yeah,
get to like an unemployment board. I think she was put on 2 different state boards.
Do you
If
think
she-
it's bad though if like she was like doing that just to like gain?
If she was doing
upward
that to be
momentum?
bad,
Oh,
yeah.
intentionally, yes, that would be bad. Yeah, if she was doing that knowingly, like, oh yeah, I'm going to sleep with this guy and this guy because they have more power and I can gain favors with them. But there's no, you need to be able to
like
prove
trying
that.
to figure out like a state of mind. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to prove the intent
Yeah.
behind that. There's no way
It'd
to
be
do
bad,
that. Or
but again,
there
still,
is.
she would have slept her way to that, like, to those
We
2
would have
positions, which are
more,
not.
yeah, we would have
not
had
that big a
more
deal.
options, and not just one who is open to fucking interpretation, like Willie Brown himself, who is questionable at best considering his fucking behavior whenever it comes to him like shitting on the idea of his marriage and then somehow just picking it right back up from where it was when it seemed to be convenient. Like, give me a fucking brain. This is the guy we're trusting for insider information into the mental status of Kamala Harris's brain. Like, give me a fucking break. That you're not getting that out of me. So yeah, guess what? There are a lot of men and women out there who have dated previous partners that just so happen to remember every single thing that may or may not have happened the moment that it becomes profitable for them to do so. Because otherwise they don't remember them, they don't say anything. It's kind of like the thing about somebody gets famous or they get rich and now all of a sudden everybody remembers and now they all want to like bring up the things that happened in the past. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, it's wild, bro. It's wild. And so you're going to need to dive into those situations. And did he really help her? And the question is, okay, but is it really wrong to help your coworkers or the people you work with? Because apart from dating, they also work together with Willie Brown. So did she not deserve that help? Was she not going to get it anyway from somebody
this
else? And
stupid
did he
fucking
just so happen to
Wi-Fi.
want to
I don't
give
know.
her
I
that
don't know
help?
why. I thought it
I
was
mean,
still
Because she
Wi-Fi.
deserved it. Did she earn it?
It's a bit of a morality issue. Like there's a reason why it's wrong to sleep with like your boss or something like that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, don't mix
So-
business with
Okay, I'm gonna
personal.
restart
Yeah,
my
you
Wi-Fi.
shouldn't do
We'll
it.
see how
It should
much
never
shit
happen.
breaks when
But
I
guess
do that.
what? It happens all the fucking time. So that shit
Just because
happen.
it does happen doesn't mean that we should like endorse it. Like I'm not saying
We shouldn't endorse
like,
it.
we